Hello YouTube, what is up? What is up? It's your girl Ja, aka Miss Ariel Boo, and today's video is gonna be things I wish I knew before going to college. I learned the hard way, so you don't have to. I'm gonna be reading the notes off my iPad, and I'm gonna be giving you advice that I wish somebody would have gave me as a first gen student. So let's get into the video. So the first thing I would say and let y'all know is that I went to Kennesaw State University. Okay, thank you. Go Owls, hootie hoo. I am now a incoming sophomore with a major of elementary education and a minor in Spanish. Okay, I am a first generation college student of my family, and I am African American. So all the things that you could be possibly going into college having setback, I am that. Okay, thank you. But I'm gonna break this video up into sections because I just feel like a lot of videos they just ramble and ramble and ramble, but I'm gonna get straight to the chase. So the first section we're gonna talk about is expectations versus reality. Okay, obviously when you go to college, people be like, "Oh yeah, college is not like high school," but like, what do you mean by that? You have more freedom, but nobody talks about the fact that you're gonna have more responsibility. Meatball, can you back up? He's a responsibility that I got during my first year of college. I got meatball during my first year, but that's neither here nor there. Anywho, yes, more freedom, but more responsibility. You are expected to, stay on top of the things that you need to handle. I mean, essentially, you're an adult now and you're going to be by yourself away from family or however you decide to do it. So, yes, you have freedom, but that means more responsibility also. The next thing I will also say is professors expect you to manage yourself. They expect you to manage your time, get their assignments done while all maintaining a social life. I mean, it doesn't give you an excuse as to why you can't get your work done if you're out partying at 3 a.m. So they expect you to have your priorities in line and they expect you to manage yourself and their class load, basically as you would do anything else. It's about balance and they expect you to get it done no matter what. The next thing I will say is when you first get there, people will be like, oh, yeah, college is supposed to be the best years of your life and everything is just supposed to be sunshine, peaches, and cream. No, I'm here to debunk that lie. I fell for the propaganda and I thought I wasn't going to get homesick. But as soon as my family left me in that dorm, the first week was literally hell. Okay. I cried. I was sad. I was shocked at the fact that I had to do everything by myself. Even though I've always been hyper independent and I've always done everything on my own, it's just the fact that I can't go in there and bother my mom, or I can't go in there and bother my grandma, or I can't go bother my little sister. It's the fact that it really sits in that you're alone. So don't expect to get to college and just be great. Okay, that may be the case for some of y'all, but that was not the case for me, and I'm just being honest. Okay, so don't expect to get to school and just everything be great. Okay, like I said, people be like, oh yeah, college is gonna be the best years of your life. When you get there, it's okay to not feel okay right away. Okay, you are getting used to a new environment, new people, new space. Okay, so just give yourself time to adjust. It's going to take time for you to adapt. Okay, I say give yourself at least a good 1 or 2 months for you to really feel like this is home for you, because you have to make it feel like home. Okay, and the next section we're going to do is about academics, what I wish I knew. All right, read that syllabus like a contract. Okay, it gives you grading details, deadlines, attendance, and it tells you about the late policies and about the strictness of your professor. You can definitely determine the trajectory of your course by the way your syllabus is set up. Okay, the syllabus is there for you to literally use it as a how to get rich quick guide about your course. Okay, it literally tells you everything. It can be used to keep you and your professor accountable. All right, so definitely read that syllabus. Highlight the assignments as you complete them. Highlight the exams as you complete them, because I'm telling you, they're going to be your best friend. All right, the next thing is go to office hours early, not just when you're failing. This is the same thing for tutoring. I was in tutoring every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, even though I didn't need help with the material. It is statistically proven that 80% of students who go to office hours and tutoring before they're failing, they end up passing the course with an A or better. Okay, always go to office hours, always go to tutoring, even if you think you don't need the help. Okay, I understand that you think you are in a bag of chips and that you don't need help because you understand the material, but still go, because nothing is wrong with a little bit of extra practice, plus you're paying for it in that tuition. So please go. Thank you. The next thing I will say is you cannot study 20 minutes and expect to pass like high school. Okay, baby, you cannot ask ChatGPT or whatever you use to print you out a note or summarize and then they go into exam thinking you're going to pass it. That is not how college works. You actually need to go in and reapply the material once your professor has explained it to you. Okay? It is imperative that you do that or you will fail. The teaching style of different professors may be different from your teachers in high school. So please go back and reapply the material that they gave you, because if not, you will fail thinking that you're all that in a bag of chips. Okay, the next thing is form a study group. Do not be ashamed or afraid to ask your classmates for their numbers or form a group me if you're not comfortable getting your number out. Me personally, I wasn't comfortable giving my number out to my classmates. So what I did is I made everybody write down their school email. And 9 times out of 10, depending on what platform your professor uses to post your assignments, we use D2L at Kennesaw. It'll give you every student enrolled in that class's email so that you can email them or you can add them to a group me. What I did was I got everybody's email. I emailed their school email, the QR code, and the link for the group me that I made. And I allowed students who wanted to join, and we were able to help each other and communicate in that way. Okay, because there's going to be times where you miss class and you're like, well, what do we do? And your professor doesn't answer you right away. But luckily, since you have your group chat, you can go in there and ask them and possibly even see the answers. I didn't say that though. Also, don't overload your schedule the first semester. It is okay to take 3 or 4 classes. It is okay to take 2 or 3 classes and then leave the rest of your day free for social life, okay? I was the girl who thought I was supposed to do everything, the first year because I was so caught up in what movies showed me or what my family had told me. So make sure you do what works best for you. I took 5 classes, worked an on-campus job, and I was in 3 clubs. Okay, I had no room for the social events that my school was throwing half the time because I was either at work or doing schoolwork or doing something for a club. Leave room to enjoy yourself. Okay, college is about the experience and it is what you make it. So leave room for yourself to enjoy what it is that you want to do, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? So don't overexert yourself. Now we're going into time management and routines. If you don't remember nothing else from this video, remember time management and routines. Okay, the first thing I would recommend is use a planner. Use a digital planner if you don't like paper, but I used a digital and a physical planner and still do to this day. Okay, make sure you put your assignments, your work shifts, etc. What it is that you're going to be doing for that week or that month. If you have a little bit of a schedule, make sure you write it down. Go through your syllabus, write all your exam dates on there. I recommend Google Calendar, and I'll show y'all why. But I recommend Google Calendar because you can color code it to your liking, and you can color code it to your liking, and it gives you exactly what it is that you have to do for that day, and you know what it is because it's color coded. So I definitely recommend Google Calendar because you can color code it and basically make it to your liking and to your aesthetic. Okay, I am an organized girly, and I feel like that's what really helped me survive during college. Okay, block time for studying appointments. Don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna study tonight. Okay, what time tonight? Because guess what? I guarantee you, it's probably gonna be a function that come up, and you think you're gonna go, but remember you were supposed to study, right? You got something to do tomorrow, so make sure you block out that time. Okay, I'm gonna study at 6:30 tonight. The function start at 8. Matter of fact, we're gonna bump it up to 5. Make sure you set aside time so you can actually see what it is, so you're not overbooking yourself for that day. Okay, studying is more important than that function. Okay. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? Next, pick a weekly reset day. Take time out your week to wash clothes, clean up your room. Make sure that you're staying organized because your area does affect your mood, okay? Clean space, clean mindset. Those two definitely correlate. So, for example, I cleaned up and washed clothes on Thursdays because I knew on Sundays everybody would be trying to use the laundry room. Okay, I did my grocery shopping on Fridays, you know what I'm saying, every 2 weeks. Make sure that you set aside time to rejuvenate and reset for the week, okay? Because it will set the tone. And then the next thing is limit distractions while studying, okay? Put that phone on D&D. Cut the phone off, actually. Cut off the TV, cut off the iPad. Go to a study area. Go to the library. Actually limit the distractions so you can actually retain the knowledge that you're trying to study, okay? I'm telling you, it will make your life 100 times easier. With that being said, let's get into money and textbooks. Obviously, a lot of people think that when you come to college, it's just you're carrying 30-pound books on your back and you have to have every material that there is to succeed in class. And honestly, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. A few of my professors required me to have books, but my school does something called day one access, meaning that whatever book a professor requires me to have, it's already charged and applied to my account for the cheapest price. Okay. I don't know if your school would do that, but I'm just saying that's what my school did for me. However, I did have other professors that required me to have books that weren't able to be accessed through a bookstore, well, my bookstore, and I had to actually purchase the book on my own. What I do recommend is using thriftbooks.com. It's going to be right here. I'm going to put their website name. Also, I recommend going on Amazon. Say if you need a Pearson environmental science book, uh, volume 9, but Pearson on Amazon has a volume 8 for that same textbook that you need. 9 times out of 10, it's going to have the same material in chapters. It's just going to be worded a little differently. And a few of the subjects and topics of that chapter aren't going to be as deeply elaborated on. So do your research, look at the chapters, and compare the books. And you may be able to get away with the Pearson chapter 8 or volume 8 book when you needed a 9. Okay. Or try using different browsers to search up free PDFs of the book, because keep in mind you're never going to use these books again. Okay, let's keep that in mind. So you want to be getting the most bang for your buck and saving your money. I recommend going on Google and looking up Pearson chapter 9 environmental science book free PDF, and 9 times out of 10 it'll have it. Or sometimes on Google, if it doesn't work, even though they're using the same engine, search engine, go to Safari, they may have it. Just do your research. You have to really want to save the money. Okay, I'm telling you, it'll save you in the long run. The next thing is know your real monthly semester budget. I'm talking about housing, books, transportation, and fun. Okay. A lot of people really don't factor how much money they spend before they get to school and they get to college and they're like, dang, like I'm a broke college student. You don't have to be a broke college student if you know how to budget your money. Okay. I'm talking about before you get to school, write down all the things that you really spend your money on, whether that be food, clothes, whatever you like to spend your money on, and try to apply that to what you think you're going to do to when you get to school. Obviously, when it's your first year, most people don't take a car. So think about Uber. Think about how you're going to get around. Think about the food. Are you going to go grocery shopping? Are you going to eat at the cafeteria? All of those things really do matter. And me, I lived off $1,000 that I had saved up over the summer when I first got to school. So try to save a little bit before you get to school, because that would definitely help in the long run too. Instead of having to ask your parents every week for money because you don't got none. Okay. Another thing is avoid unnecessary fees, parking tickets, late payments, and overdrafts. Okay. If your mama pay for Netflix, don't go get a Netflix account. If your family has a family Spotify or Apple Music plan, don't go get one for yourself. Don't pay for anything that you know you won't have the extra money for. And if you're bringing a car, buy the parking pass for your school so you're not getting charged for tickets. Because I guarantee you, that money that those tickets are going to add up to be over time is way more expensive than just buying the parking pass outright. Do not think you can get over, okay? So just avoid unnecessary fees, okay? If you don't have the money to go out, then don't go, because an overdraft fee is horrible, okay? Don't do it. The next thing is using a credit card in college. Only spend what you can pay off, okay? Use a credit card like a debit card. If the money to pay that credit card back is not in your account, you do not need to be swiping, okay? No funds. No funds equals no swipe, okay? If you don't have the money to pay that back, do not swipe that credit card, because I'm telling you, the credit card companies will be out to get you. And I mean that, okay? Treat it like a debit card. If you don't have to pay it back, don't use it, okay? Also, take advantage of student discounts and free campus events. Don't think you're too good for anything free, okay? It's not really even free. It's you're paying for it in tuition and they just giving it to you now, okay? Take advantage of those things. Take advantage of those free services. Actually go out and experience them, because they save you a lot of money. Like my school, they did a grocery drive. I was out there, okay? We have a school pantry. I was in there when I didn't have no money to go grocery shop, okay? I didn't have a job for the first 3 months of me being at school. So take advantage of those free opportunities, okay? And take advantage of those student discounts. Walmart Plus, they can deliver groceries for a discounted price for students. Target Circle, you get a student discount with them on laundry detergent, school supplies, etc. DoorDash has a $4.99 student pass. Pay for that. I'm telling you, you will end up saving more money in the long run rather than trying to just pay for these services outright. Even Spotify and Apple Music, which are two of the most popular ones that people talk about, actually take advantage of your student email, okay? The next thing we're going to talk about is dorm life and roommates. I was blessed enough to get a suite style room, meaning I didn't have to share a room, but we shared a bathroom and a kitchen area, okay? Communicate early boundaries. Guests, noise, cleaning, and borrowing stuff. Me and my roommate were on a rotating schedule. If I cleaned up one week, she cleaned up the next. If I bought groceries, toilet paper one week, she rotated the next. And obviously, we both had things that we didn't want to share, which we just kept in our room. So, like, if I had something that I bought from the grocery store that I didn't want her to have access to, I put it in my mini fridge in the room. Or if I had something in the bathroom that I didn't want her to have access to, I just took it and put it in my room. We were able to lock our doors, and luckily my door was never even locked because me and my roommate were great. We never had to do anything like that. But definitely discuss boundaries. Do you want people over? Do you like music? What definitely get to know your roommate before you get to school. It would definitely save you the headache. Also, respect shared spaces. Your roommate is not your maid or your parent, okay? They're not going to pick up after you, and people will fight you about keeping your space dirty. It's just the truth. I'm a germaphobe, and I don't like to see your drawers and clothes and everything everywhere. That's another thing. Do your laundry. Laundry does hold a smell if you don't do it. Do your laundry, okay? I'm telling you, it will make life easier. Also, just keep in mind that conflict will happen and can happen. Your roommate will not like or agree with everything that you do all the time, and vice versa. Just make sure you can handle it with calm conversations, and don't be passive aggressive. Do not be nice nasty, okay? Because I'm telling you, your roommate will probably be the first person you establish a relationship with when you get to school, and you don't want to start off on rocky roads, okay? I'm telling you. Next, lock your doors. Be smart about who you let in your space and protect your belongings. I personally locked my stuff up if I didn't want somebody to get to it. And also, I didn't play that everybody be at my room type of junk. We can meet up in the student lounge area or something like that. Protect your peace. Your room is your sanctuary. You need to be able to feel safe and comfortable when you come in the room and lay your head down. Not everybody needs to know where your room is, okay? It's okay with telling people to wait in the lobby. It's okay with telling people you are not comfortable with them coming to your room, and vice versa. You shouldn't feel comfortable to going to everybody else's, okay? Make sure you establish those boundaries because safety is important, and college is a place full of young and dumb and reckless people, whether you like it or not. So just be safe. The next thing is social life and making friends. Everybody is nervous, okay? Say hi, introduce yourself in class and in a dorm. I'm telling you, it will take you a long way. Go to welcome week events, even if you feel awkward, okay? I'm telling you, that is where you're going to make your small social interactions that may end up being lifelong friendships, okay? Learn the difference between real friends and party buddies, okay? A real friend has your back through thick and thin and won't change up on you. A party friend is somebody, hey, we're going to this function tonight. Y'all go together, y'all stick together, y'all come back, and y'all just that. Learn the difference because not everybody is your friend. That's a lesson you should have learned in high school, okay? The next thing is don't stay in your room all day and expect college to go good for you. Don't do that. Explore campus and try new things, even if you're going by yourself. My campus allowed us to rent bikes for 1 hour for free. I literally rode the bike around campus and explored new buildings and went in. And that's how I explored. Well, that's how I found one of the clubs that I'm in called Crew at KSU. It is a Christian group that is literally so fun and it feels like family. But literally just by me riding that bike around campus and exploring it, I found my first club that I'd like to join. You know what I'm saying? So don't stay in your dorm and then expect college to be fun. Don't do that because it's not going to happen. The next thing is mental health and self-care. Homesickness, anxiety, and feeling overwhelmed are common. You are not broken and nothing is not wrong with you. But I will tell you, depression cannot hit a moving target. One thing I made sure to do so that I didn't fall into depression, even though I was feeling those emotions, I validated them, but I did not stay in my room more than 2 hours a day. I always made sure I got out to do something, even if that just be walking to the cafeteria and getting some ice cream or going to the gym or just staying active. Do not stay in that room because that's how depression gets you. Keep moving and keep going, okay? I'm telling you, it's okay to feel those things, but don't get stuck in that because it won't go right if you just stay in that. The next thing is sleep, food, and movement matter, and they affect your grades and mood more than you think they do, okay? Go to sleep. Don't be up at 3 a.m. all night, and don't be out partying if you know you got a class the next day. Actually take your sleep and your schedule seriously because they will carry you and determine the trajectory of how your classes and courses are going to go. And all that coming to class late, your professors will notice and they will see, okay? They will. And attendance does matter whether they say it does or not because they may not care about it, but guess what? Your professors are required by law, excuse me, depending on what state you're in, to report attendance even if they care or not. So your school is taking account and getting data on your performance and punctuality when it comes to class. So keep that in mind. The next thing is use counseling service and support groups if needed. It's paid for in tuition. Those people are non-biased and are literally trained professionals to help you get through the college experience. Never be ashamed to say I need help, okay? Mental health matters, and there are a lot of kids who end up committing because they felt like they didn't have support. Please take advantage of the support and please go to counseling. I beg of you. If not, have you one or two people you feel close to or your family members and explain to them how you're feeling. It's better to get it out than keep it in, I'm telling you. The next thing is learn to say no to extra commitments when you're burned out. I wouldn't call myself a yes man, but I am a person who likes to push myself to the limit, okay? I was working my first year, I was in clubs, and I was taking 5 courses, okay? And then on top of that, I was saying yes to doing extra things. When you are tired and burnt out, say no, okay? And don't let nobody make you feel bad for staying in the bed when you're in the bed, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, you didn't need to be out there anyway, okay? Say no, say no, say no. If you don't remember nothing else from this video, say no, okay? It's okay to say no. I don't care who like it and who don't, all right? That's that. Next, this is really important to me because I've seen a lot of this. Thank God that I'm very strong minded and I'm able to do things on my own without feeling pressure. But safety boundaries and peer pressure, okay? Trust your intuition in social situations. I'm telling you, if something feel off, leave. Not 20 minutes later, not 30 minutes later, right then. I don't care if you got to call your mama and tell her to send you money for Uber. If you don't feel right, leave because 9 times out of 10, you don't need to be there, okay? If you feel like something is off, immediately leave. Don't wait. Have a plan for parties. I wasn't a partier, but I did go to 2, okay? Who you're with matters. How you're getting home and how you stay safe matters. Always have a plan. I don't care if you got to put it in your notes before you go. Okay, I'm staying at this party for an hour. I may have to Uber home, but I'm riding with Jessica there. Or and then I'm not drinking or smoking because I'm the designated driver. Just always have a plan. Know your role in the situation and in the group. You do not have to drink, you do not have to smoke, and you do not have to have sex with nobody, okay? Don't let nobody make you feel square about drinking. Don't let nobody make you feel inferior about not smoking. And especially boy or girl, don't let nobody pressure you into having sex, okay? It is too much going on in this world. People will literally hurt you. So please be aware of your surroundings, whether you're a boy or a girl, and always look out for other people. Next thing I will say is protect your digital life. Strong passwords and be careful with what you post, okay? It done been plenty people that done got hacked and stuff done been put out on their page that they had no control over because they didn't have good digital security. And also, you think your professors and your advisors aren't looking at your social media and the clubs that you want to join aren't looking, you're fooled, okay? And just remember that whatever you post on social media can and will be found even if it is deleted, okay? Only post on social media what you want to be perceived as, and it's okay to leave a little bit of yourself private from social media, okay? Social media is not the end all be all and it can't affect you and your future opportunities, okay? Be prudent about what you post. Prudent means having deep regard for your future, okay? This is college and you came to college to learn, to get an education, and to better yourself. Let's just keep that in mind. The next thing I would tell y'all about is career and future planning. Visit the Career Center early. Do your resume, internships, go to job fairs, okay? Never be afraid to put your foot in the door and your name in the pot, okay? Never be afraid. Go get your resume worked on. Even if you feel like you don't have much and you don't have much experience, the people at those fairs will help you. That's what they're there for. Talk to professors and advisors about your long-term goals because trust, they were once in the situation that you are in now. So they know how to stair step you into the process, okay? They know how to help you move along. Don't be ashamed to ask questions and don't be afraid to email your advisor. I was emailing my advisor before I even touched down on campus. I was definitely emailing Sydney Boyer. She knew who I was. And that's very important because they deal with upward 300 to 400 students a day, the advisors, and your teachers deal with 200 upward students a day. Make yourself a person and not just a number or a seat, okay? Make sure your professors know who you are. Make sure your advisor knows who you are, okay? Because it will help you in the long run. The next thing is get experience. Campus jobs, volunteering, and leadership in clubs, okay? Like I said, I was in 2 clubs. I didn't let nobody make me feel like I was inferior because it was my first year. If I knew I had skills to bring to the table, I did that. I got a job within 3 months on campus of my first year because I put myself in the room, okay? I was in the right place at the right time. I was also volunteering and I also had a leadership role in the club that I was in, but not because I was scared and shy, but because I actually stood up for myself and talked when they were asking for something, okay? Make sure you make yourself known because you never know what position you could be put in just by speaking up for yourself. And also, this is really important too. It is okay to do something outside of your major, also. Okay. It is actually okay to change your major, but do it with a plan and get advice from an advisor. Okay. I changed my minor from psychology to Spanish, and it was the best decision I ever made. But I also got advice from my advisor because after a while, they will flag you and they be like, hey, you up here wasting our time, right? You know what I'm saying? So make sure if you do want to change it, don't let nobody discourage you. And definitely don't go to school for something someone else wants you to do. Go to school for something that you want to do because at the end of the day, you are paying for those classes. Okay? You're going to have to pay FAFSA back. So just remember that the money sound good now and those refund checks look good now, but essentially you're going to be paying that back later down the road. So don't get into unnecessary debt if you don't know what you want to do yet. Okay? And for the last topic, I wanted to get a little bit personal and I want to tell y'all what I personally wish I knew. And I'm going to start off with a mistake I made. One mistake I made with classes is procrastination. Coming from high school and doing rigorous classes and being an IB and stuff like that, I was pretty used to having a pretty jam-packed workload and always having to be doing something for school. But college is totally different. Okay, I had nobody coaching me through. I had nobody helping me. It's quite literally once your professors give you that material and explain it, you have to be self-taught. And procrastinating does nothing but hurt you. Okay, I was the type, if my assignment was due Sunday, I'm probably doing it Sunday at 10 o'clock. And that's not okay because when you have multiple classes with different workload sizes, it can prohibit you from doing your best work and it can resort to you feeling pressured into cheating. Okay, that's another thing. Do not cheat. Chat GPT will not be there when you need to do your exam. And professors do notice when you're using Chat GPT, okay? Academic integrity is a big thing in college because you can get blacklisted and they can expel you, okay, because you're cheating. Academic integrity is really big, okay? Also, it doesn't make sense. It's really easy to catch on. If you're making 100s on your homework all the time and your discussion posts, but you get to the exam and make a 50, that let me know something is up right there. So don't cheat because you will need to know the information when those exams come, okay? The next thing is just socially, I was out there, but I didn't really try to make really meaningful connections. I did make two really meaningful connections. Okay, I will say that I have two sweethearts that I really still keep in contact with, and I love them dearly. But I wish I would have been more than just surface level with people, okay? Because this is everybody's first time at college, especially when you're first year. You're going to be in a lot of events and stuff like your school host, and it's going to be nothing but first years. Okay, so actually try to make connections with people, get to know them. Don't go out there being a stick in the mud and stuck up, because at the end of the day, I don't care where you came from, all of y'all are starting off at the same, you know, the same line, same token, y'all starting off at the same foot. So actually trying to be meaningful. Also, don't spend all your money on bull crap. Okay, come to school prepared. I would rather you be over prepared than under prepared. Okay, come to school prepared. I'm also going to tell you, you do not need to pack your whole closet, because that's what I did. Honestly, I wore sweatpants, tights, and jeans most of the time. I wore a few dresses here and there, but that's because I was going to church, okay? I personally love to dress up. So I'm just going to tell you from my point of view, dress as if you're going to specific events, okay? Don't come to school bringing your whole closet because you just don't know what you will wear. If you don't wear it at home right now, don't bring it to school because it's just going to collect dust. I'm telling you, half of the stuff I took with me to school, I ended up donating because I didn't end up using it or wearing it, okay? I'm literally dressed for specific events. If you think you're going to party, bring party clothes and streetwear. If you think you're going to be going to job fairs and internships, bring business casual stuff. Bring you a blouse, bring you a blazer, bring you some dress pants, bring you a suit, okay? If you think you're going to be going to church, bring you some church clothes, okay? just to walk around class, your appearance, your teachers will judge you based off appearance. Okay, so make sure you actually come to class looking like something. It's okay to have a bad day. You want to wear pajamas to class one day, sure, but don't be coming outside with no bonnet on your head, no do rag on your head. You look a hot mess, and you look like good morning. You literally look like good morning, like you just rolled out of bed. Put on you some jeans and a nice shirt, or if you're gonna do tights, put on a nice shirt with your leggings, or if you're gonna do sweatpants, make it a two-piece. Even for guys, don't be coming out the house looking dingy. Please. Your appearance does matter in school. It does. It does. It does. And you never know who's watching you. So always put your best foot forward, even if you don't feel like it. Okay. The next thing is what really helped me survive college is God. This should have been number one, but I am Christian and Jesus Christ is the only thing and the only person that got me through school. Okay? The big cross with the diamonds represents him and the little cross represents me. Okay? Jesus Christ, make sure if you don't even have to be overly religious, but praying gets you a long way. Pray, you know what I'm saying? Go sit out in the grass, touch some grass, be grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like actually do something that is good for your well-being. And that may not be faith for you, but it was faith for me. Okay. Make sure you have something that is motivating you to keep going. Okay. Something that will sustain you mentally. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people's problem when they come to college is they already feel like they have nothing to live for. So make sure you have something to keep you going. Okay. But if y'all don't remember nothing else from this video, the three main things I want y'all to remember is mental health matters. Take care of yourself. Make sure you have boundaries put in place and don't succumb to peer pressure. And your management and your routines matter more than you think, okay? Just remember those three things. You can take time to think about those things to yourself. And down in the comments below, if you've already been through your first year of college, give some advice to people who are coming behind you. And also, tell me what you're thinking about doing for your dorm room, okay? Mine was all pink. All pink, okay? For the thumbnail, y'all probably gonna see like where I had my room all pink and all of that. But just really make sure you're taking time to take care of yourself. And thank you for watching my very first video, and I will see y'all later.